All right, we are back. This is the FloTrack podcast on a Boston Marathon Monday. I am Kevin. He is Gordon. Gordon, what a shocking race. What a surprise. We didn't think we'd come to you with the news. Kipchoge, for only the third time in his career, lost a marathon.
He's human. You know you're great when you losing is a shock. You sent me a text when you started to fall apart. What was the text? It was, I'm going to read it. This just got way less interesting.
Let me explain. I think a lot of people, you want to see the streak continue. You want to see dominance continue. But it's not just that. It's like if he's going to get beat, you want him to go down in a battle with somebody. And this, to me, looked an awful lot like that London race that he lost before. That happened later in the race. But it wasn't one guy taking him down. It was him falling back, a bunch of other people in front of him. He ultimately finishes 6th place in this race. Credit to Chibet, who ran great. Credit to Gay, who made the move that put pressure on him. Kipchoge ran really well. But if you were looking for a moment where you're like, oh, this is the next guy is coming up to get him, this was more the Boston course, right? And maybe Kipchoge himself beating him as opposed to just one singular person. And maybe we'll never get that moment. Maybe we'll never get the final battle, last mile, 2 guys and someone just straight up better than Kipchoge. Maybe we won't get it. Maybe this will be the new reality. But that's sort of what I want if there is to be a loss, like a loss in that form. It just would be a little more dramatic.
Yeah, it makes me think about this type of stuff. Like, is this the sign? I think Kipchoge, this is his first race back from a world record.
Yeah.
So I think he is still better than everyone, but now his undefeated,
invincibility.
His invincibility is gone, but his talent is still there. So he still has the talent to win any race he steps on the road for.
Yeah.
He still has the talent to flirt with the world record, I think, again, but he doesn't have the invincibility talent, which makes racing Kipchoge now a little more interesting because now it's not a foregone conclusion the guy's going to win.
Yeah.
But he will still be, I think he could still win the next 3 marathons he runs.
Mm-hmm.
But those 3 marathons, it's not going to be a given. It's not going to be the invincibility situation. It's going to be, you're great, but you still lose.
And will those marathons be in Boston and New York? That's the question. Because if that was the goal and he put himself out there, and again, I give him credit for putting the goal out there, for continuing to challenge himself, because he could have just kept running London, Berlin, London, Berlin, London, Berlin. I also give him credit. I give him the Gordon Mack credit for not DNFing, because for a little bit there I thought, he might just step off.
No, you don't DNF.
He didn't DNF. He kept at it.
Let people have the wins over him.
Yeah. But yeah, it's not just one guy beating you. It's 5 guys. So was he 8th in London before? He's had 15, 16 guys.
His club is growing.
Yeah.
Pretty big club.
Club is growing. Jordan says, I don't watch marathons, and I felt a disturbance in the force when Kipchoge lost. Yeah, it looked bizarre. It looked strange. I wrote down a couple reasons, and we can debate which ones do you think contributed to his loss, which ones didn't. But go ahead.
Well, I was going to say, my last thing about the invincibility, he's not invincible anymore. He basically is exiting the Michael Jordan phase of his career, where he goes 6 for 6. Every time he's in the finals, he's going to win. And now he's entering more like what's a good Kevin Durant career, where you're still, or Giannis or whatever, or anyone now, where you're the best, but you're not guaranteed to win every time. The way Michael Jordan was guaranteed to win and the best, now he's the best, but not guaranteed to win, which makes it more interesting. Now it means there's a little more intrigue on his next race, because now it's not a foregone conclusion the guy's going to win.
Or is this 2020 again? Now I know he's several years older than he was in 2020, but we were saying some of that same stuff in 2020.
True.
But then he won his next one, and we just said, oh, okay, well, 2020, that was weird. Different course.
COVID.
Crazy preparation, crazy lead up. But here's a couple reasons I wrote down. So, 1, tactics. He led a lot. He led so much, in fact, he was trying to get other people to lead, and they wouldn't. He got clipped at one point. Around halfway, he turned around and gestured to everybody, and nobody took the bait. Why would you? If you're running against Kipchoge, you're not going to give him any more advantage. So tactics. 2, preparation. He didn't run the race. He didn't run the course. He said that several times. He had a course in Kenya that he felt prepared him well. Obviously, this was different, little hillier than most of his marathons. 3, right before he fell off the pack, right around 30K, he did miss a bottle. And I'm not going to say everything is about missing one bottle, but he did miss a bottle. But you contrast that to Klaus on the bike, the greatest co-star in running history, making sure he gets his fluids all the time. Now he's running the Olympics and stuff.
And also, if he is one linchpin or his entire greatness falls apart over a water bottle is kind of wild.
Here's my so then there was 4. I wrote injury, and we don't know. We haven't heard him speak yet. But after he crossed the finish line, when he came over to his manager, you could see he pointed down to his leg and was like grabbing his leg and like shaking his head. Or 5, what you talked about before. This is just we've entered a different stage, and he still can win, but he also can have off races, and we have not seen that before. I'm thinking it's a combination. You pick 3 or 4 of these, perhaps, as reasons why he didn't manage today. But I feel similar to how I felt in London, though, 2020, where if it was just one guy who beat him and they went toe-to-toe, you'd think, okay, maybe this is a bit of a sea change in the marathon. But when he falls apart that early and a whole bunch of other people beat him, it makes me think he can make an adjustment. He can fix it. If he comes back to Boston next year, say he runs the fall, wherever he runs, but if he plans on coming back to Boston next year, that would be incredible to try to get this done, to try to do it. You said before you thought he had like one or 2 chances at this thing. I mean, he would go against Chebet, who now he's won 2 in a row. Chebet would probably be considered the favorite of that, depending on what they do in the fall.
No, he wouldn't.
You don't think so?
No.
You sure?
Would you pick him?
No, I'm trying to get some money here. My point is this. Overall, you're less optimistic about the dominant Kipchoge future, but you also don't have a situation where you're thinking, all right, this thing is clearly over for him, right?
No, he still finished almost top 5, and yes, he fell off. He wasn't in at the very end, but he wasn't like falling back into 9th or 10th or getting dropped super early in the race. I will say this. I think all this, your 5 things: tactics,
preparation, luck, injury, and
age.
Yep.
So I think tactics has nothing to do with it because it's 26 miles. Come on. We're overthinking it if it's tactics. Preparation, I think, has nothing to do with it because he's run 26 miles many times in his life.
All right.
The guy knows how to run marathons. Sure, he doesn't know the specific elevation, grade, and terrain and weather of Boston, but
compared to the guy who won it, who has now run it twice and won it twice.
I think we like to think it's more complicated than it really is.
Okay,
I
so
think
you think
at the
it's
end of the day,
all
you just got to be fit and ready to go and peak race.
So you think it's all just age at this point?
I think it is 80% age, 20% potential injury.
Okay.
We'll find out if he says anything, but I would say 80% age.
Yeah. I guess someone else mentioned the rain because that London 2020 race was in the rain as well. He's won in the rain before. That reminds me of the Rhodesia time when the only time David Rhodesia would lose 800s
was in the rain.
Was in the rain. There was something about the rain, but the rain to me would have been 6th, or the weather in general. The injury stuff I always have problems with in marathons because unless you just drop out after 5K or something, you're like, my preparation was crap. My Achilles hurts. Because everybody has something towards the end of a marathon, and you tend to feel it more when you're not doing well than when you're doing better. I mean, if he runs a couple minutes faster, then he's fine. But I don't know. I don't see him going out like this. I don't see this as the dethroning in any way, shape, or form.
No.
And it's weird to say, but I almost feel like it would be if he was closer to the win or the guys ran faster or something like that, it would be a clearer statement. But this to me just seems like him, for whatever reason, not being prepared for what met him on the day. We're only a few months away from breaking the world record. So I think it's a rare off day is what I'll say.
Is this his slowest marathon ever?
He was 206.49 in London when he lost. I mean, it would probably be one of his Olympic wins, ironically. Would have been slower.
Let's check. bringing up his bio.
I got it right here.
You got it?
So 2016, the marathon, 208.44. And then in Sapporo, he was 208.38. So I think this was.
2:8:44, yeah.
Yeah, he's never been in the 209s.
First time in the 209s. It only took how many marathons? 17?
No, well, this was 20 if you count the exhibitions.
Okay.
So he's 17 for 20 if you count exhibitions.
That's wild. The guy's never run. This is his first time running 209.
Adam says marathoners have few samples, can't tell whether it's a trend or an outlier.
Very true.
And then John says London 2020, cold, rain, wind. Boston 2023, cold, rain, wind.
Whoa.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's not one thing.
Mother Nature hates Kipchoge.
It's a combination of things. I put more weight on not being ready for the course or not being familiar with the course than you do, especially because he led. Just if he was sitting back and then he got dropped, maybe, but it seemed like he was exerting more energy than everybody else. And when the move made, it wasn't as if he lingered in the pack at all. It was over. I was texting a friend. He's like, "What do you think Kipchoge's chances of winning are?" And it was, he probably texted me maybe at 28K or something. I said, dude, 85%. 85%.
Good thing you're not live better.
Good thing I'm not live
People
better.
would have lost a lot of money.
But it
live
was
betting
like one of
this.
those live games where it's just like all of a sudden, right? There's like a 10-point turnaround in a game or 2 goals are scored in soccer and the whole thing flips. That's what it was, because then at 30K, when Gay made the move, I was like, all right, 50%. And then when the other guys went with Gay, but Kipchoge didn't, I was like, 25%, 10%, 5%, and then it was 0.
Yeah.
Within a mile, the whole thing was over. And that just, to me, signifies something was up, something was afoot, because he obviously has a lot of fight in him. Otherwise, he wouldn't have been able to win all the times that he's won before.
What do you think his next one's going to be? I guess.
So here's a complicating factor, and someone else brought this up in the chat. For next spring, it's probably too close to Paris. So maybe there is no Boston next spring. But first things first, the fall. Yeah, does he stick with the plan now to win all of them and then go to New York? Or
was his plan ever to win all of them, or was his plan to race all of them?
No. Oh, come on. No. He wants to win them all. And he wanted to run a marathon on a ship, which he told you exclusively, and you famously never followed up on. But we're not going to that up again.
He never really said he wanted to win them all. He said, I want to race them all.
Stop. He wants to go get the six, what's it called, 6-star medal?
Yeah, well, he wants to try to win them all, but I don't know if he's going to be like, I think he's going to be like, hey, I did my Boston. I didn't win it. It's okay. I don't think he's going to like lose sleep overnight because he doesn't have a Boston Marathon title.
Oh, he didn't look happy when he crossed the line. I think he's a very competitive guy. Don't let the whole outward zen vibe.
Would he sacrifice Paris 2024?
No, I don't think he would sacrifice that. But maybe we go to 2025 now to get a Boston win. I think he wants a Boston win, but that's stretching your career even more. That's why this one was so critical, and that's why it's so. You feel like this is just going to be a coronation with this guy because he's done everything, but he's not resting on his laurels at all. He's going after it. I mean, I want to see him in New York.
Yeah, we will.
Him going. We've said this before, but him going to a marathon that he's already running against a field that's not that good and winning. We've seen it before, and we got by with that because he kept breaking world records and he kept making it interesting. But if he's not doing that, you want to see him go somewhere new and compete against the best. This field is really good. Yeah. So you take nothing away from it. This field's really good. It fell apart towards the back half, so you had some random people up there. Like, you look at this top 10 on the men's side. I mean, who had Zuhar Talbi beating Kipchoge?
Our boy Lincoln Strike did.
Lincoln did. He's been a big Talbi guy since day one. He follows
Zuhar Talbi almost
NAIAC.
ran for Florida State.
You were so big on Zuhar Talbi to Florida State rumors like 3 years ago or something.
Then he went NAIA.
Yeah,
then he
crushed it.
JUCO, did some half marathons.
And then he beats Kipchoge here. Albert Carrier, Benson Kiprutu, Gay, and then Chebet. But behind him, I mean, there were some really good runners who fell off the pack. Or they were ahead of Kipchoge, actually, and then some of them stepped off or DNF'd. Fauble ended up being the top American, right behind Kipchoge in 7th. For a while there, Mance was in it for a long time, and Mance looked like he was going to catch Kipchoge. He was in the same shot as him, and I was wondering, I wonder if Mance might, in that marathon haze, think he's winning, like once he passes Kipchoge. But he went backwards. He ended up getting 11th. What did he run? 2:10:25. Yeah.
McDonald was the second American to finishing 10th.
Yeah. So, I mean, you look at those American times, not all that surprising. You look at everybody else's times, not all that. Like, the most surprising thing is it's not Kipchoge's name at the top of the list. It's everybody else's. And they started out quick. I mean, they were faster than Mutai's 2:03 low day, and they eventually didn't take them too long, but they slowed it down. But, I mean, that winning time that Kipchoge had, like, you thought Kipchoge could run, 2:05.54. We talked about them going sub 2:05. That's 2 seconds slower than the fastest non-2011 time in Boston history. Wild, yeah. I mean, this just ups the interest. The interest is already going to be high to see what he does in the fall, but this just increases it. And I'm curious to see what he says afterwards.
Yeah. So hopefully we'll get some interviews from him uploaded to our YouTube channel.
Yeah,
or our website soon.
I wonder. I mean, he's always so zen when he talks. I don't know if we're going to get any definitive answers, like any clarity. You remember the whole thing with London when he lost was like water was like in his ear? We're like, wait, what?
It might actually not have been that big. We probably extrapolated into a bigger deal than it probably really was.
Yeah, he probably was just talking. But we're
like,
like,
it was my ear was wet. Oh my goodness, earache. Let's get the doctors out and look into what happens when you run with an earache.
Yeah.
Let's go to the women.
Yeah, the women's race was thrilling.
Absolutely. You don't see that often.
What do you mean?
In general, in any race, like whenever we see big packs late in a race, you know you're getting something special because my biggest bugaboo against marathons, just as a track connoisseur, right, or consumer, is
Well, you're a connoisseur too.
Most
don't sell yourself short.
The race is kind of, by the end of it, it's over, right? And you're kind of just...
You want the dramatic finish.
The last 15 minutes is like you're just waiting for it to end.
Yeah.
Where here is like the last 15 minutes, you weren't waiting for it to end. You were excited for the end because you didn't know how it was going to play out. You knew Hellen Obiri with the 5K, 10K speed. We're going to like, what's she going to do? She's probably the best, obviously the best kicker here. It's a matter of can she just hold on to the final 400, which she did, and then she pulled away. But ultimately, it all started with Emma Bates, the American who was leading basically most of the race. And there was a moment when I felt like, oh, this is the moment she's falling off. But I was like, no, bad angle, bad camera angle. She's still in it. And then there was eventual part, I guess, 2 miles out was when she probably fell off?
It was, no, she was still on with 2 miles to go. It was between 2 miles to go and like
a mile.
40K.
Yeah. It was around the 25-mile mark when I think she was kind of
You could see separation, and then it grew from there.
But they ran a 16:0 5K in that segment. That's when like basically they picked it up when the group of 5 just went for it. Bates tried to hold on. She finished 5th ultimately, but Hellen Obiri, second marathon.
She was fun to watch.
Are we adding her? We got to add her to the list.
She gets added to the list.
We got to add another one to the list.
We said before, are we going to add people or is someone going to separate themselves into an even higher tier? The question has been answered. We added her to the list because she was 6th in New York in her debut. This is a legit field. And Gordon, they all came to play. They all didn't end up in that final group at the end, but that was a legit pack of some of the best women in the world, absolutely battling it out. I love the different styles. Obiri just got that high arm pump, like she's all there, like making contact with people. You had Bariso up there, who has one of the fastest times in history, but from Valencia. Okay, what's that going to mean in Boston? You had Salpeter up there, who's solid in championship races and has a fast PR. Yeshina, who is shouldn't have been an underdog pick, but when you looked at the spreads, she was pretty low, like in terms of odds. She was runner-up last year, run a half marathon. She was in the mix. And that's not even counting all the other, like Gebre Selassie, who won Worlds. Jeb Koskai was there. She fell back. I mean, the list went on and on and on and on. So it was cool to see the different styles. It was cool to see the different stages in the careers that all these women were at. And it was awesome to see. Sometimes we overhype the track speed when it comes to the marathon because, hey, they've already run 26 miles. But it sure looked like Hellen Obiri was on the Diamond League circuit in the last 800. Like, she was
like that Diamond League final road 5K they do.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. No, she was just punching the air, like big old elbows, kick flying back, everybody staying clear. So, 2:21:38. Bariso, man, this is a great sign for Bariso. I know you're like, oh, man, he run 2:14. Like, what's the big deal? No, proving you can do it in a championship race is where it's at. And then Salpeter right there in 3rd. But I want to talk about Bates. This is probably one of not the best, not in the top 5, but this, people may not remember this race because she got 5th, but this is one of the best performances by an American woman of this era.
Oh yeah, for sure.
To do what she did against this field, to only be 32 seconds back.
Yeah, not all fifth places are created equal.
Right.
And I think this is that was my biggest takeaway. Like, this is better than most second places at major marathons.
Wasn't it a couple years ago in Chicago when she got second, but the field was, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, it's not always as simple as what place did you finish. That's how well you did.
It's how close back you are to people, the talent.
Dude, the next woman was a minute 15 seconds behind her.
Yeah.
And there's some awesome names right there. And she looked like she absolutely belonged with all these women who have just insane credentials. So, yeah, I would put that up there with one of the best performances we've seen of this era. It's rare to see that. I don't know. You run the race again. Maybe she's able to squeak in the top 3 even in this field. I mean, this was incredible. This was an incredible race. It's not a World Championships. It's not an Olympics. There's bigger fields. There's deeper fields. There's better fields. And Bates was right there. So, yeah, she is on the, if we're talking about U.S. rankings.
Yeah, what are our U.S. rankings right now? Who are our top 3 for the trials?
It's hard.
Maybe not order, but top 3.
I mean, well, we were all in on Sisson.
We're all in
and
Sisson.
This is scratched, but I would still stick with Sisson, Bates.
We put Bates in there now?
Yeah, 100% you're putting Bates in there. I don't know, man.
And then, I mean, Hall? No.
Well, Tuliamuk was the next American. I might roll with.
Yeah, Hall didn't run this well here.
I might roll with Tuliamuk right now. I mean, it depends on Seidel's health and everything like that too.
Yeah.
D'Amato, just
there's like 4 people with. I guess you say there's 4 with legitimate resume now.
Bates is in most people's top 3 at this point.
But then who are you taking out? Molly?
I'm not going to tell you. I'm just going to say that she's in top 3 or not. No, I don't know. So yeah, it was 2021 Chicago Marathon. She got second with a 2:24. But like, look at that field compared to this field. This was the best performance of her career. It's like today.
5x.
Yeah, you got to actually watch the race sometimes. You can't just go and look at results.
You can't just look at the stats and the VORP and the plus minus win shares.
Yeah. You can't be an analytics person.
You actually can play the game.
No, you're watching that race.
This was like a Joel Embiid type performance, and the other one was a Jokic.
Well, she wasn't hanging on. Like, she was controlling the race. Yeah, she was leading for a good portion of it. She pulled a Kipchoge.
When the move went, she went with it for a majority of it. Mm-hmm. It wasn't until late in the big move.
Well, she rallied. When she got dropped, she rallied. Yeah. How many times do we see that when someone who's running over their head a bit, they get dropped and, all right, clock struck midnight, like, you're done. And she came right back and latched back on, and then it wasn't to the very end. And if it takes that group, that quality of – I mean, Hellen Obiri has multiple Olympic medals on the track. Barisso's run 2:14.
We're putting Hellen Obiri literally on the top tier.
Yeah.
This isn't a sub-tier marathon.
Yeah.
Because even some majors are not all created equally based on the field.
100%.
And this field is probably one of the better Boston fields.
Exactly. And again, look at the people. Look at how close she was to the people who were in front of her, and look at all the names that she beat behind her. Great run for her. All right, other things on Boston before we move on. Yeah, I mentioned Tuliamuk, good run for her, 2:24:37. She beat Kipchoge. No Rojas in there, then Hall and Linden. Pretty quick times. I thought we'd see a course record for sure, but didn't get that. But pretty close.
You have any friends running?
I don't have any friends, so there's none that could. Well, you and Cole are my friends, and neither of you are running because you're here.
You only have 2 friends? My friend's running. She's at 39.12K. I'm live tracking it right now. She's projected to run sub 3:15.
The marathon is so weird. One of your friends can run sub 3:15, and it's still going on. And Kipchoge and Chibet and
they're like eating
Obiri,
lunch. Yeah.
they've been done. They're on a plane. They're home.
Yeah. But yeah, she's at 24. She just crossed the 24-mile mark, so she's 2 miles left. Her name's Maggie, for those. Okay. She runs 20 miles a week. She's about to run 3:15 in the marathon.
Wow, there's a long way to go still.
2 miles.
Oh, never mind. I wasn't listening to how far away she was. Sorry. When you said, do you have any friends, I tuned out and started crying on the inside. That triggered something in me.
I don't know. I like doing the friend tracker stuff because it's a fun aspect. Obviously, I cared about the race up front, but then you see the little running emoji. Like, cool.
Yeah. No.
Look, you seem like, oh,
yeah, we did that last year with Brian.
Yeah.
Our colleague Brian. And did he do good or
Brian,
bad? I don't remember.
What did Brian run? Maybe she'll beat Brian's time.
I think that's what people want to know. All right.
If you just search someone's name and then Boston Marathon result, does it come up?
Do you want to break down the sponsor implications for On winning this one?
Well,
Obiri?
Dathan,
Ritz,
he was going for a while. We were thinking like, oh, he's putting together a hell of a track crew together with them running well indoor. Now they run well outdoor, where Alicia Monson runs that fast 10K, and now a month later, Hellen Obiri's running this fast marathon. It's like, when is Dathan going to take an L? He's just taking big W's left and right.
And Boulder, the city, because Bates is there with Joe Boschard's group. Yeah. Solid. Scott Fauble.
Fauble, top U.S. American, so U.S. American, top male American. Yeah, it's pretty good to be Colorado right now.
Just in general.
Yeah. The Nuggets won on Sunday. They blew out Minnesota. Sorry, Colt.
Ouch.
I'm a Minnesota fan. I don't have my earpiece on, so he's probably...
Oh, he didn't say anything for a while. I was like, Colt's not there. But he's doing assets, right, Colt? Have you been doing assets? I haven't been paying attention to the board.
Yeah. I just got sad when he talked about the Timberwolves.
He made me sad when he talked about Friends, so we're in the same boat. Oh, yeah, Colt is talking. You don't have an earpiece.
No, man, so I think we should...
he's saying some horrible things about you right now.
It's fine. Now that we add Hellen Obiri to the tier...
We need a visual representation.
The thing is, we have London coming up in a week. And someone named Safana Hassan is running.
She could be added. She's not in the tier right now.
Yeah, but she could easily just jump into the tier.
Oh, 100%.
We're running out of spots on our tiers. Mm-hmm. We may need to do a tier podcast where we kind of just reassess everything.
I'm for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fun. That's my type of thing.
Yeah.
I love it. Yeah, this person's in, this person's out.
Yeah.
I think we're not going to eliminate that many. We're going to eliminate some people, but they're going to be replaced by other people.
There's going to be like 218 runners who are like, no, you're not good enough.
Yeah. Yeah. If it's a 218 runner, though, that wins a major recently, you got to add them, though. Yeah. Like, do you think Bariso stays in the top tier? I think she does. She gets second in this race after proving herself on a flat course. And So it's like, even in a loss, we didn't drop her out.
It's not only winners. There's losers in the tiers.
No, I'm saying she won, though.
She lost this.
Yeah. Oh, I see what you're saying.
You don't have to win every race to be a good marathoner.
To be in the top tier.
Even though we did that with Kipchoge, where we say, like, he never loses. But that's a weird situation. It's not normal to win every race. It's normal to lose. Put that on a T-shirt. Yeah. It's normal to lose.
Or it's normal to win for a year,
then
maybe a year and a half.
Losses, take
a couple losses, then be in the mix. It's also, they got second, or they got third. With him, it's 8th and 6th. I mean, he has 1 second place, but the other ones are 8th and 6th. All right, ready to move on?
Yeah.
Let's talk trash talk. We got some good trash talk in the sprint world. Those of you who are online probably have seen this already. This started actually, I think, a week ago when Kerley said on a podcast with Anson Henry that he wasn't impressed by Jacobs' indoor season. And then it has taken off from there. Jacobs posted this on Instagram.
Unprovoked?
No, as I said, Kerley said he wasn't impressed by, he wasn't threatened at all by Jacobs on a podcast.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that went out there. Then there was some subtle back and forth, like some sub-tweeting or some sub-Instagram posting. But then it really got hot. Go back, throw that other one up there, Colt, if you could, the first one. So Jacobs then posted this, whenever you want and wherever you want, but remember that when it mattered more, it ended like this. And he's got a picture of the Olympic final where he's beating Kerley. Hold on. No, hold on. We're going to get through the whole thing, and then you can weigh in. To which Kerley responded with this, keep that same energy because ducking is not what I do. And then all this morning on Twitter has basically been Kerley talking about a potential race. He tweeted at the Diamond League, make it happen. I want 1v1, no one else, just him alone. So things have escalated here.
So here's the thing. The thing that Jacobs tweeted is the epitome of what's wrong with our sport. He said, go back to his text, whenever you want, what did he say again?
No, whenever you want and whenever you want.
Just remember, when it mattered more, it ended like this.
Yeah.
When it mattered more, it ended like this is the worst thing you can say. Because basically he's implying nothing matters except for one 10-second race every 4 years.
He's not even counting the world championships.
Yeah, he's not even counting the world championships mattering. every diamond, every head-to-head doesn't matter. It's like, so wait, your entire professional career is just 9.7 seconds long, and then you get to do nothing for 4 years.
9.80, yeah.
Run 9.80 again, or like that's so stupid to think that like, oh, I won one time, so therefore, no other winning or losing matters forever. I forever am done. Why did you retire then? Why do you keep running?
Well,
why are you paid to be a professional runner if you're constantly going to say everything you move forward doesn't matter?
I think whatever, we can discount Diamond League races or indoor races or whatever, because he's not making an argument about the state of the sport or anything like that. But he absolutely should not discount a world championship. A world championship, they hand out gold medals. Everybody's trying to win. There's no excuse for not being ready for a world championship. Now, the twist is Jacobs didn't make it because he was hurt, right? You could say that, but he's not, right.
He was able to run a few weeks later at Euros.
Kerley
or maybe he was just hurt. He didn't get his feelings hurt by Fred Kerley.
Kerley can't post a photo of him beating Jacobs for the gold because Jacobs wasn't in the race. Yeah. So he can't clap back.
He didn't qualify for it because he wasn't good enough.
Right, but that's a really long post. Yeah, that doesn't really translate well to a visual medium, or you'd have to type out a lot of words. But I think this is interesting. I like it. It feels like we're entering an era where just, at least among the sprinters, and distance, I guess, because you hear it with Jakob, you hear it with Josh Kerr. People are being a little bit more out there.
Yeah, but they're not going to race each other. It's all talk.
They will, but it's not going to be 1v1, I don't think. Yeah, no. But I just like it. Diamond League says he's tweeting at the Diamond League 1v1 because I think World Athletics actually quote tweeted or made like a graphic with what Kerley said, which is a bit strange. Not strange, but that really it goes beyond what they normally do.
But Kerley said, "I'll race you for like $100,000."
Yeah.
Who's gonna pay Fred Kerley $100,000 to race Marcel Jacobs?
That's a lot of money, and that's basically saying it's not gonna happen.
Yeah.
That's just going.
You know what? I'll go break the marathon world record if you just give me $1 million.
Seems like you're limiting the potential of it actually happening when you put a condition on it like that.
Yeah.
Of, hey, I'll race you, but it needs to be for this amount of money. And you just run into the Diamond League.
No, they're not going to race.
I mean, he doesn't need... The funny thing is just like, he's like, I want you one-on-one, as if the other people in the race are going to help Jacob some way. You can race 7 people simultaneously. That's how track works.
But like Fred Kerley says, talk to the agent. If you don't got 6 figures plus, we ain't talk. I mean, Kerley's just like he's creating his own market value. Good for him.
Yeah.
But I don't think anyone's going to pay him 6 figures to run any race ever.
Yeah. Which
is just the reality of our sport, right? Do people make $100K to show up to race? Bolt did.
That's different. Yeah, that's a different issue. You could maybe build a meet around a bunch of one-on-ones like they did back in the day.
Who's going to fund it?
Well, that's what I'm saying. But what it would end up being is it would end up being like a regular track meet, but instead of having huge fields, you have a bunch of one-on-ones, so you can put all the prize money together for that, right? So instead of paying for how many athletes are at a Diamond League meet, probably
a lot.
Like, is there 20 events at a Diamond League? Let's just say 150 athletes. Instead of paying 150 athletes, you're paying
one of them
20 athletes.
Yeah,
10 athletes or something. You can get more.
I mean, Fred Kerley would smoke Marcel Jacobs.
Well, that's the other. So here's the other part.
Fred Kerley's like 10 times better than him right now.
Or does Jacobs know something we don't know, which would be really fun? Because right now, the last Jacobs race was him
losing to another Italian.
Yeah, losing to Ceccarelli.
You only can let
Euro Indoors.
If you're losing to multiple Italians, it's not good.
No, he lost to just one.
One Italian.
Yeah, but he is Italian. So 650 at Euro Indoors. That's what I'm saying. Like, if you're talking like this, maybe he knows something we don't. To be honest, I didn't think this was going to be the rivalry we'd get in the sprints. I'm kind of surprised.
Well, I don't think Jacobs will make the final at Worlds.
I thought it would be a more American v. American rivalry.
No, they all Americans. They like each other. They hate. But
I think that's unique to this group.
Yeah.
Because I feel like everybody likes Marvin Bracey.
Yeah.
Don't they?
He's cool.
He has like a very, very likable personality on the circuit. Is what it seems like. And so there's that. I think people like Bromell too. I get the feeling.
And I think the Noah Lyles things, like I think maybe the 100-meter guys may not like the Noah Lyles, but they also recognize like, hey, he's doing the 200. He can do his shenanigans over there. We get to own the 100 here. He can do that. We'll come together for the 4x1. We're all cool.
Yeah.
You get your gold. We get our gold. We're good.
Yeah.
But, Jacob's not even going to make the global final.
You don't think so?
Do you think he will?
I mean,
4 Americans will make it.
I want to see a race.
2 Jamaicans will make it. So we're at 6. Omanyala, 7.
Yeah, you could sneak in that next group.
There's 1 spot left.
Terrence Jones.
Terrence Jones.
Ran fast this weekend.
Ran fast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, but I'm saying it's not out of the question.
Terrence Jones is having a better 2023 than Marcel Jacobs.
It's not a lock that he's out. I'm saying he could get in there. Medal, I would bet. I'd bet against.
That's
Yeah, Jones is crushing it, man.
Jones is good. So we talk about that.
Validated that. We need to update those 100 rankings though. You know what I'm saying?
My 100 rankings?
Yeah. Well, you had Norman in the top 10.
Oh, I think about NCAA rankings. I had him ranked 1 in NCAA.
No, I'm thinking of the world. So we had Kerley, Bromell, Seville, Bracey, Coleman, Lyles, Omanyala, Simbine, Jones, and Norman. But Norman ran at Mount Sac 10:03 with a +3 wind. Cravant Charleston ran like 980 in that race.
Yeah, but can we give Norman a rustbuster run?
All right. Well,
his first time running only in a straight line.
He's run the 100 before. I'm just saying we got to update the rankings. I don't know.
All right, let's go through things that happened at Tom Jones. So Tom Jones turned out to be sprint craziness, and we saw some records, but notably, we saw an incredible double by one Britton Wilson.
Yeah.
She starts off. She ran the 400 hurdles first. Was that her first race?
She ran.
I think the 400 hurdles were first.
Oh man, too many times.
So she ran 53:23 in the 400 hurdles, beats Anna Hall. Anna Hall, again, continuing to run incredible times despite being a heptathlete and doing 7 events. She still can put together a strong 400 hurdle. Masai Russell, we were wondering, does she have the ability to potentially be a upset watch on the 400 hurdle side? No, Britton Wilson's got this on lock. She cruises to 53. But then...
Yeah, but then is the most important thing.
Well, I think we should know that she didn't run this... So she didn't run this fresh. She runs a 53
hurdle.
The
next day.
And then the next day, she runs 49.
That's fresh for Britton Wilson, though.
49.51 in the Open 400.
Outdoor record.
Outdoor record. Not overall record, though, because she went faster.
She ran too fast indoors.
But 49.51 in the 400 breaks Athingmo's outdoor record. What are your thoughts?
I mean, my thoughts are this continues to be a good problem that Britton Wilson has deciding between these 2 events. Because she's another one, like Sydney, like Femke, who could do both. We knew she could run faster outdoors, obviously, because she ran even quicker indoors. But she just, when you actually get a time associated with it, and then she does it after she's running her 4-minute hurdles, we're not surprised, but we need to realize it's like mid 49s right now puts you in very, very, very elite company in the open quarter. Yeah. And I just want to see what people decide to do, because I think for her, it's looking more and more like now, depending on what those other 2 do, she could win 400 gold this year. She could win Open 400 gold. Am I wrong? Not wrong.
No, you're not wrong. I mean,
depends what everybody does.
She is 10x more likely to win 400 meter gold over 400 hurdle gold, depending on if Sydney runs the 400 hurdles.
Sydney and Femke go one way, she goes the other way.
Yeah.
Or if one splits, but if they split, where's she gonna have a better chance at the silver? You'd
race Femke.
I'd probably still say
you race Femke. You don't race Sydney.
I both it's the other way around.
Sydney in the 400.
Mm-hmm.
I'd rather race Femke in the 400 hurdles than Sydney in the Open 400.
Okay, what about the other way around?
I'd rather race Femke in the 400 than Sydney in the 400 hurdles.
Okay, I'm sensing a trend.
Yeah, don't race Sydney.
She's incredible. She's incredible. Again, indoors, outdoors, doesn't matter what the event is. Doesn't matter if it's on a relay. She's running individually. Britton Wilson is just legit. So I'm excited. I hope she comes into the championship part of the season very fresh, and we can see more and more of these performances. Because I want to see her, on the circuit maybe this summer before World Championships.
Women's 200 and women's.
Oh, hold on though. Also in the quarter, do you see who else was in the quarter?
Adeleke.
Yeah, she ran fast too.
49.9.
Yeah, it's a good year for the women's quarter.
And then throw in Talitha Diggs.
Yeah,
it's gonna be good.
Yeah. All right, go ahead. Sorry.
Women's 200, Julian Alfred, 21.91 win legal. It's not the record, right? Is it the record?
No, Steiner has a record.
But so it's like, come on, Julian, what are you doing?
Well, give another race.
It's been 2 weeks. He's still not breaking the record. What's going on? But she did. Did she break the all conditions record in the 100?
10.72. I don't keep close tabs on all conditions NCAA records. Sorry. It's a weak spot of mine.
So she went 21.9 and then 10.72. Her 10.72 was wind aided by 2.4. So it's not much.
Yeah.
Aided.
Do you think she's going to get the collegiate record in that? by the end of the year?
1,000% now. So the all conditions record is 10.74. So guess what? She broke the collegiate record all conditions wise.
Okay.
Because that was held by Cambria Sturgis, who ran 10.74 windy in 2021.
Yeah,
she
I'm
runs
going to wait.
10.72.
I'm going to wait until we get the regular, just the record. I hope the weather cooperates in Austin.
Well, I
For
mean,
NCAAs,
if you're running 10.72 with 2.4 wind, she's going to break 10.75.
she's going to break 1070 at NCAAs?
She's going to break 10.70, yeah. She's going to run 10.69.
That'll be awesome. At home. Just do you need the weather to
She's
cooperate,
going to
though?
run...
It's at Austin.
Yeah.
Awesome.
It's
Well,
going
so I'm saying you need the weather.
Weather will be fine.
No, with the wind. You need the wind to
The
chill
wind will
out.
be fine.
Wind to chill. It needs to chill.
Stop worrying. This is a future...
It's right next to the 35.
This is a
If too
future
many
weather
trucks
problem.
drive
This
by
is a
at the wrong
future
time.
problem. You don't need to worry about this. But 10.72, she's looking. She's continues to climb the ranks. We know she's basically got the 1 and 2 on lock. I don't know if Favor or Philly is going to beat Julian Alford in this 200. I mean, she's the closest one, but I just don't see it happening. But Julian now is not even... I'm not even thinking about her at the NCAA level. I'm not even looking at... The NCAAs, to me, is becoming a conference meet because it's just a stepping stone to what's going to matter for her when she races the Jamaicans in Budapest in August.
You can say the same thing about 400 hurdles with Wilson, too.
Yeah, like the
horizons
Alfred
are
and
behind.
Wilson are like, they're done with the NCAAs. They're going to show up. They're going to get their golds.
Yeah.
But they're really thinking about August.
Yeah.
This is impressive.
I mean, Alfred is just taking what she did indoors and continuing outdoors, and that's not easy to do. There's sometimes a little bit of a lull, and it's incredible. Yeah. I hope, because the wind can screw you up, I hope, and she will, she'll get multiple cracks at this. Do you think she breaks at 10.75 more than once by the end of the season?
Yeah, I think she's probably going to break the collegiate record at Big 12.
That doesn't say. Where's conference?
I don't know.
Okay.
Probably somewhere windy. If it's at altitude, then she's definitely going to break it. Where do you think?
We just can't deal with the.
I'll find out.
Can't deal with the
Big
wind.
12's
Too nervous about it.
in Norman, Oklahoma.
Okay. Get ready.
She's also, she might run at Michael Johnson at Waco. She might run a Texas Invitational in Austin.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I just want her to have multiple.
Prelims are in Sacramento.
She deserves multiple shots at this.
Yeah.
Just
Well,
like
she has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 meets on her schedule. So she'll probably run at 4 of them.
Yeah. Also, man, Tom Jones was just so good. The hits kept coming. Let's talk about Lyles. We had him in over-under, which I think I crushed you in.
Yeah, you did.
We'll talk about that later.
I got body.
You got destroyed this week.
Yeah.
So Lyles, 995 in the 100 and then 20.16 in the 2. 100 is the more notable result. Beats Fambolay by a couple of hundredths, but goes sub 10. You said, hey, if he's going to be a factor late in the season, this is the type of race he needs to win, and he did it.
Yeah, he needs to win this race, and he did. He hit the standard. He was like, all right, he didn't do anything crazy special. He also didn't do anything crazy flirting with, like, I don't know if he got it. 995 is what you want, and then he goes back and runs 20.16 in the 2. But he ran the 200 first, right?
Yeah.
200 first?
Yeah.
So he runs the 200 first, easily wins that. You look at the 200, though, the competition was non-existent, so that doesn't really count. That was kind of like a jog. Beating Fambolay, I mean, Fambolay's not a great 100-meter runner, so you got to get the win. I was most notably interested in seeing Andre DeGrasse running 10.2 in that race.
He's fine. He'll be fine.
Fine?
It's right on schedule.
10.2?
Yeah, that's the way he does.
You can't be fine with the 10.2, man.
He'll be fine. I'm
Finished
totally fine.
8th.
Dude, I would buy a future bet on DeGrasse.
On Andre
again.
DeGrasse?
Yeah.
After running 10.21?
Find his odds right now.
They don't exist.
This is like betting on the I don't know, Warriors down 16 at halftime. That's what you do. They'll get hot. He'll get hot. He'll be fine. But
He does look like Steph Curry. Remember when I tweeted that out?
I don't remember when you tweeted that out.
Looks like Steph Curry. From like a side angle.
Lyles, this stuff's hard to figure out what it really means. It doesn't move him any farther, but yeah.
It showed he's healthy. That's what it showed. healthy and on pace.
Do you weight this more than indoor performances? Like, do these just wipe out indoors basically for
Yeah.
you? Okay, so yeah, you can say, all right, he's a 995 guy. You don't need to be like, all right, well, indoors, he PR'd in the 60.
Indoors is done.
Yeah.
I threw that all out.
Well, I'm saying.
I deleted all the tapes, all the takes and all the tapes. They're all gone.
All right. Speaking of the two, though, let's talk about the two. Olympic development, women's 200. Melissa Jefferson, 23:02. Elaine Thompson-Herah, 23:23 for second. You had her, mid to low 22s, didn't you?
Yeah, why do they run so slow? It wasn't they were running a headwind.
It says plus 1.8. I don't know. Sometimes
wind.
Conditions can be deceiving.
They were running a whole. Jog with weather not good.
It was tactical.
Tactical, sit and kick 200.
Nobody know when to take the lead.
So because it was so slow, the loss means less to me. You know what I mean? If Melissa
this is the exact logic I use for Kipchoge. Because he got beat by more people, it's actually good.
Yeah. If Melissa Jefferson goes out there and runs 22.4 and Elaine Thompson-Herah still runs 23.2, you're like, all right,
yeah,
something's wrong. But the fact that everyone was running slow, Melissa Jefferson is better than a 23.0 runner. So I don't know. It just
throw it out.
I feel like we got to throw out this result. I feel like it means absolutely nothing. We're throwing it out.
Mulligan.
We gotta go on the servers and erase this from the results. That's what we gotta do. But I will say this though. I know Elaine Thompson-Herah, we're still kind of holding on to her 2021 season.
Yeah, because it was only 2 years ago. That's what we do.
But
and she did that exact same thing before, where she was on fire in the Olympics and then had.
Well, I'll say this actually. Now that I'm thinking about it, I'm about to say something crazy. So the big three of Jamaica, right? Shelly-Ann, Sharika, and Elaine Thompson-Herah. Sharika, she's getting beat now a few times. Not running. She hasn't run her main.
Chill. She lost
Elaine
the 400.
Thompson-Herah now losing.
Chill.
She didn't run well in the 60.
Chill. Relax.
Is that big three now just going to become a big one in 2023?
Yeah. No, I don't think so.
And their big one is also getting up there in age.
First of all, Shelly-Ann Fraser-Price, you see her at that parents race in Jamaica?
She destroyed the parents.
She's ready to roll.
Sharika's
fine. She ran a quarter. Doesn't matter. She's not running the quarter in Budapest. Thompson-Herah, this is what she does. She starts off slow, and you're just saying that this race is kind of weird because it was oddly slow across the board. I don't think I'd worry about she's not worried about making the team at all. She's worried about mid to late August. So this is 4 months away.
I don't know. Just seeing how good Julian Alford's running.
Look, I'm like you. The results should matter, and we should factor that in. Absolutely. But with someone like Thompson-Herah, who we've seen do it. But I'm not discounting what Alford's doing. That's why I think Alford's a medal contender because of what she's doing. But now we have these two different.
But
we have two different timelines here.
Isn't that weird though?
We have the question of can Julian Alford just hold the form? Because if Julian Alford runs, let's say at Big 12s or NCAAs, she runs 10.68. That's possible.
Yeah.
When she win legal 10.68, she'd be a great time. Not saying it's a lock, but let's say she does that. The question would then become, can she hang on? Can she hang on until Budapest? And let's say at the Jamaican trials, they don't run that, or at Diamond Leagues or something like that. There's some early season 10.9s, 10.8s. The question will be, can they catch up in time? So you'll have these two timelines, and they're going to try to converge at the right time.
One's trying to catch up, one's trying to hold on.
Right, and
she got the lead, and they're coming.
And usually it trends towards the person who's done it before and catches up.
Yeah,
but not always.
Don't you think it's kind of weird though? Like we see at this meet where there was pro races and college races, and the college times were all faster than the pro times.
You're always surprised.
And
by
I
this.
know that makes sense because the college kids are peaking at different times. But it does look kind of weird if you just are walking into the planet Earth for the first time because you're coming from Mars and you're an alien, and you watch your first ever track meet, and it's the women's 200-meter races, and you watch Julian Alford run 21.9, and then you watch Elaine Thompson-Herah run 23.2 or 3.
Right.
And he said, hey, which one do you think won the Olympic global title 2 years ago and was running all-time great times?
Sure.
I don't think they would pick Elaine Thompson-Herah. And it's just so weird that, we have these situations where the college kids just run so much faster than the pros, and the pros don't need to run fast. And it's kind of like, it feels like we're just watching pros practice and college kids race.
How long have you been covering the sport?
Over 10 years.
And
now.
this is just now dawning on you.
But it sucks that I don't want to watch pros practice. I want to watch pros race.
Yo,
why call it a race?
Just wait a month. Okay. Diamond League starting.
Anyway,
the beginning of May.
I shouldn't have watched the results. That's what you're trying to say.
Some of them are going hard, but some of them aren't. Would you rather they don't show up?
No,
and just only show up when they're ready to roll?
I just wish they had like a shirt that says, "Gordon, I'm practicing." Like they need to tell me they're practicing when they're running. Like Elaine Thompson-Raw needs to just be like, change her bib to "I'm practicing." Yeah. Practice bib. Literally put on a penny. Yeah. You know, like
a soccer penny.
Yeah, like a soccer penny. You know when you're in the real jersey.
Yeah.
And then you have the practice jersey.
Yeah.
Like they need to have practice kits, practice singlets, because we know when we're watching Summer League, they're not wearing the official NBA jerseys. They're wearing Summer League jerseys. Mm-hmm. So you know you're not expecting amazing things. So if they were just wearing jerseys and not kits, we'd be great.
So we're talking about practice?
Yeah, we just want to be. Yeah. They need to tell me they're practicing. Not the game. We're talking about practice. That's actually a good idea, though. Pro athletes should have two kits. One where they're actually trying and one where they're practicing.
My favorite flavor of Gordon takes is the ones where you convince yourself by the end it's a great take and then compliment your own take. That's actually a great idea. The thing that I just talked about for 3 minutes.
Yeah.
Tarsusora got.
If
1960.
If Elaine Thompson-Raw was running in a t-shirt, we would love it. We'd be like, this is great. 23 in a t-shirt?
Yeah. Orgot, 1960, plus 2.9. Thoughts?
Bowling's going to have his work cut out for him. Because Bowling isn't running this fast. Maybe Bowling is thinking better. Maybe Bowling's thinking like Elaine Thompson-Raw, but this 19.6 is fast, man. I know it is for college.
2.9.
This 2.9, so it's probably more of like a 19.8. It's still quick. It's still good. He didn't run well indoor, but indoor 200s are weird. Mm-hmm. I think the 200 is going to be kind of wide open. I'm pretty impressed. I don't know. I'm not going to take him yet. I'm still going to go with Bowling because of the experience. But
the victory too. I mean, wins by almost 2/10 over Gregory.
Yeah,
that's always my rule of thumb on the huge wins. I just look at the margin of victory. So, okay.
I don't know. It's going to be hard to. I want to see. We'll know him when he goes up against Bowling at
SECs. All right. The other one I want to talk about, the last one I want to talk about was the men's 110 hurdles, Olympic development.
What? So Grant Holloway developing for the Olympics?
Well, we almost set Broadbell DNF, but Holloway and Broadbell in the same race, that could be gold and silver in some order in Budapest.
Do you know how he DNF?
I don't.
13-0 though. That's good for Grant. I was thinking he was going to run 13 teens. So I think Grant, because I thought he was going to run 13 teens and he runs 13-0, he's going to run 0.1 seconds faster every race that I predict that he runs.
Give me some actual analysis.
My actual analysis is like Grant has elevated his floor. I think 2 years ago Grant runs 13-1, runs like 13-18. I think slow Grant is like 13-09, which is crazy.
Are we going to see the world record this year?
I mean, maybe. Yeah, I don't know. Grant will never. I don't think Grant's ever going to go for it because I think Grant wants to always stay locked in on trying to win titles and win races. But if your floor is 13-0, he's going to be running 13-0 in like first rounds at Worlds.
Okay, I'm not going to equivocate. He's going to break the world record. You know how I know?
How?
Or do you know why I did that? Because I've done that the last 3 years.
Oh,
and this is the year.
This is the year.
You always forget, though, so it sounds new to you because you don't remember anything I say.
So if this is the year it actually will happen, even though it never happens.
I'm going to take credit for it like you do. Oh, it's just 2.5 years
So is that
early.
like me saying this is the year that Joel Embiid will win the NBA title?
Exactly. You call it every single year.
So if Grant Holloway breaks the world record, Embiid wins the NBA title?
No, I haven't been calling for Holloway to break the record for that long. I think I started 2021. So this will be my third year.
I started 2019.
Yeah. And Holloway's already won something. Embiid hasn't won anything.
He's going to win the NBA.
6 or 7 more.
He's going to win the MVP.
It's not, who cares? It's an Athlete of the Year award.
Who cares? Yeah, who cares, right? Now all of a sudden it doesn't matter.
You're about subjective awards, or do you want to win the thing that they actually compete for?
All right, Spurs fan. How's Wembanyama watch going?
Wembanyama, you can't pronounce his name. He's going to be great. He's going to look awesome in the silver and black.
All right. But yeah, Grant Holloway, my takeaway is his He raised his floor to 13.0, which means his slow races are 13.09. Okay, we get it. Yeah.
Sorry, I was just counting the
Living
rings.
in the past.
Yeah,
What about
the pass
present?
was great. How's the Sixers pass?
They're closest to winning an NBA title than all the other teams because they only need 15 more wins, and they'll play tonight, so they'll need 14 after tonight.
Is there anything else you want to talk about?
Over-unders?
Oh, yeah, update the over-under sheet. There's definitely some stuff we missed. We know that it was an insane weekend for track. We're not going to have a Wednesday show. Gordon's going to be traveling. We'll have a Friday show.
Yeah.
So if there's anything we missed, send us an email
What's
or
the over-under?
leave it
So
in the chat. I think I
men's
beat you
winning
by a
time,
lot.
Boston, was it under 205?
No.
We got that wrong? Yeah. Women's winning time, sub to 19:58.
No. We were wrong.
I was right. I said over.
Oh, you were?
Yeah.
Oh, darn it.
Well,
let me double check.
Lyles and Lane Thompson for all 200 meter times. That was way over.
I got that one right, didn't I?
Yeah, because 0.3 seconds.
Yeah. Oh, and then Cooper Tier losing to, you thought he was going to lose to college kids. That was kind of funny.
Yeah.
I mean, Masawi was right there.
Yeah.
It was a good race. Also,
So I
shout
got
out to
that
Grant
wrong.
Fisher losing his shoe, finishing.
Yeah, we'll talk about those. We talk about that stuff. Or,
We
it was
gotta
like
roll.
forever ago. We got to roll.
Yeah, we got to roll. Getting kicked out of the studio.
We'll talk about.
Not really, but
We'll talk about some of the 1500 meter stuff on Friday.
you can just look at all the YouTube.
Yeah,
It's all on
we're
YouTube.
posting them up. Leo and Lex Young ran some fun times. Nico Young won a race. The B Heat 800 was fun. Nikki Hiltz had a wild kick in that 800. So put up
A
all the
lot
races.
of good stuff.
Put up all the races on YouTube so you can check them out.
Also, great atmosphere, Brian Clay.
Yeah.
With all the fans and stuff on the right by the track.
Yeah.
Electric. Haven't got a Kipchoge interview yet, by the way. Our man on the ground. They haven't seen him. They haven't seen him yet. There's still.
Do you think he knows everyone's waiting for him? What if he's like no interviews?
I mean, he might. It's a long time. How long ago did he finish?
I don't know. But you're now beating me by 6 in the over under.
So what was I this week? I was +1 on you.
Yeah, you got me plus.
Yeah, I wanted to be a little more than that, but that's okay.
Update on my friend Maggie.
Did you finish?
She finished.
Hang on.
She ran. Whoa, she closed well. Closed really well. 3:13:36.
Congrats.
That's pretty good. Congrats, Maggie from Texas. Cheers to you.
All right.
She's gonna be like, Gordon, why did you bring that up? Now everyone's gonna search.
Yeah, we get it. You're friends. All right, cool. Must be nice. All right.
You want to talk about it? You all right?
Not on the air, man.
We'll talk about Succession on the next podcast.
Friday show.
Friday show.
We'll recap. You guys want another Succession recap pod? Gordon and I are ready. We need Colt to get caught up because I feel like that'd be a good way to bring in producer Colt. Colt's been quiet. Colt, how are you? You all right?
I'm good. Yeah, chilling.
That's it? That's all we get? Chilling?
Did I announce that I'm leaving the show at the end of the month? Should
No,
I
not
announce
yet.
that?
Don't say it. No, Colt, you just totally ruined it.
That's
Yeah.
good.
We were going to plan a great
It's a
Colt
spoiler,
send-off
right?
show. Colt just said he's leaving the show at the end of the month. Gordon, you missed it.
Yeah,
We're sad.
Not my choice.
We're gonna have. Well, we weren't supposed to tell the people.
No, what about Colt? Well,
Yeah.
well,
We're gonna tell
We're
them
all sad.
the last day, but we'll make something special. We'll do something special on that Friday. In 2 weeks from now.
yeah. In memoriam for Colt.
In memoriam. We're killing Colt. That's what happened.
No. All right, we'll leave it there.
We'll say if we get 50,000 subscribers by the end of the month, we'll get Colt
We
back.
keep Colt. All right.
Like and subscribe. Enjoy Boston Marathon day. You're watching the baseball game. Isn't it a big day in Boston?
They delayed it an hour. Otani's pitching.
Oh, time. Okay.
So, yeah, the two goats in the same place at the same time. Maybe he'll fare better than the other goat. We'll see if it's started yet.
Yeah, game prior.
Oh, and it's over. Oh, they won.
Who won?
Angels won. So, Otani did goat stuff. Oh, no, he only pitched 2 innings.
Rain delay. Top of the third.
Oh, he stopped. Oh, I thought it was over.
Yeah.
Okay, so he's still pitching.
Mm.
They're going to pull him now?
Yeah, they'll pull him.
Okay. Well,
That's how
so
baseball
kind of disappointing.
Yeah.
If you were there to see Otani and Kipchoge,
And you get
uh,
dull. Yeah.
wasn't the best day for you. All right.
Like and subscribe. We'll talk to you guys Friday. Peace.
See ya.